Anybody who follows the Boston Red Sox, or baseball in general, I guess, has heard the name Ted Williams a million times. Teddy Ballgame, Splendid Splinter, the kid. Well, the Red Sox have a new kid on the block right now. And Roman Anthony is a name you'll hear a million more times throughout his career. There are certain names in Boston sports that you just don't touch. When a young player is coming up for the Bruins, you don't compare him to Bobby Orr. You don't compare a young center to Bill Russell. You definitely don't compare a young Red Sox to Ted Williams and all the glare that comes with it. You don't do that. Ted Williams is the greatest hitter that ever lived, and for my money, the greatest baseball player to ever live, a huge icon within this city and within the game of baseball. But when we compare Roman Anthony to Ted Williams, it's not hyperbole anymore. There are real stats to back this up. Normally, you just hear that and you say, oh, man, shut it down. No one is Ted Williams. Your mind, it just shuts it off. But there is a player in the Red Sox lineup right now that is doing things that no rookie for this franchise has done in the 86 years since Ted Williams debuted in 1939 as a 21-year-old, just like Roman Anthony is right now. He had a heck of a night in Houston on Tuesday. How about it? A classic Teddy ball game kind of ball game. He went 1 for 2. The Red Sox won 14-1 against a team that was leading the AL West. And Roman Anthony was 1 for 2, and he's getting comparisons to Ted Williams. Yeah, you know why? Because he walked 4 times and he homered on a 428-foot piss missile to center field. That would be a home run in 29 ballparks. The only one it wouldn't be, ironically enough, was Fenway Park. But he's been smoking the ball. And that's when he's swinging the bat. Because that was a Ted Williams kind of game right there. In fact, no Red Sox had walked 4 times in a single game in 4 years. Kyle Schwarber was the one to do that. No Red Sox has hit and gotten on base to start their career like Roman Anthony has since, well, Ted Williams. In 52 career games, the Roman Empire is conquering MLB. He's also conquering the history books because this stat flashed up on Nesson. The first player since 1939 with 20-plus extra base hits and 20-plus walks in his first 51 career games. That's 21 extra base hits and 32 walks, to be exact. And yeah, that player in 1939 was Ted Williams, the only other Red Sox player to accomplish that. Not Tris Speaker, not Carl Yastrzemski, not Fred Lynn in his MVP Rookie of the Year season in 1975. Not Mookie Betts, not Nomar, Roman Anthony, and Ted Williams. That's it. And the comparisons are there. Like, again, it's in my mind, too, to shut it down. But I can't do that yet. It's not just, the corner outfielders, tall, seemingly lanky guys with broad shoulders and those strong, beautiful left-handed swings at the plate. It's not just the complete command of the strike zone that Roman Anthony has right now. The kid's barely 21. He's played 50 major league games, and he's up there. He looks like a 10-year vet. You can't outsmart the kid at the plate. It's not just that. It's the stats now, too. It's not just, oh, boy, he's got the look of Ted Williams. It's not just your old great uncle who actually watched Ted for a couple of years at the end of his career and said, yeah, Roman Anthony kind of looks like him. It's stats too. It's numbers too. In fact, just looking at the game he had Tuesday night, the youngest players in MLB history with 4+ walks and a homer in the same game, Mel Ott, Barry Bonds, Ted Williams, and Roman Anthony. I know we're cherry picking some stats here. I know. But anytime you're just there with those 3 other guys, with a combined 1,700 home runs between them, 1,800, whatever it is. And all three are Hall of Fame caliber players, 2 are in, then you're doing something right. I don't care what kind of cherry picking stats you're doing. If those are the guys that are there with you, you're nailing it. And that's what Roman Anthony is doing. He's the most excited I've been about a prospect of any kind in my entire life watching Boston sports. I even asked my dad the other day, like, is there anything you can compare it to? And he said, yeah, Larry Bird. The guy's been watching Boston sports for 60 years. He's a little too young for the first season of Bobby Orr, who was the phenom. But Larry Bird was the other guy he compared him to in terms of the hype in this city. Didn't even come with number 1 pick quarterback Drew Bledsoe. Not quite what it was for Roger Clemens was another one he brought up. Roman Anthony, Larry Bird, Bobby Orr, Ted Williams, who, by the way, Ted Williams himself, a minor league sensation, right? He was known the country over as a baseball prospect before that was really a thing. You know, you could count on one hand how many guys before the war were known as these great prospects that were going to come up and save the game. Ted Williams was one of them. He was going to save this faltering Red Sox franchise, just like Bobby Orr was going to do for the Bruins, just like Larry Bird was going to do for the Celtics. And it sounds eerily familiar to what we've been told about Roman Anthony for this Red Sox team that has fallen on hard times the last half decade. And it's a city that is desperate for a good baseball team again and is desperate for a baseball star. Some would say Rafael Devers never fit that. Roman Anthony right now does. Mookie Betts did. David Ortiz definitely did. Pedro did. Nomar did. Ted Williams definitely did. You want to talk about a minor league sensation? How much were we following Roman Anthony in Worcester this year? He kind of somewhat quietly became the number 1 prospect in baseball last year because we as the Red Sox fans were looking at Marcelo Meyer, because he was a top 5 pick. Christian Campbell was rising through the ranks. And of course, we knew about Roman Anthony, but all of a sudden it's like, wow, Roman's number 1. Roman's the best prospect they got. And he's hitting 500-foot grand slams. I was doing videos on here saying, when in the hell are they going to call this kid up? MLB associates or front office people were saying, well, I don't understand why they're not calling him up. And again, the pressure was that the reasoning was from the Red Sox, we don't want him to have that pressure of being the franchise savior. Ted Williams did it, handled it head on, and a couple years later, he was hitting 400, led the Red Sox to the World Series in 1946. Maybe that's kind of the natural progression for Roman Anthony. I don't think he's going to hit 400 in a season, but maybe this is the savior the Red Sox need. And this town is buzzing for him, man. I went to the game last weekend, first game at Fenway this year, just moved back. And the amount of number 19 jerseys and T-shirts, I was wearing one of them too. The amount of number 19 jerseys and T-shirts around that ballpark was astounding. The kid's been up for 2 months, and everyone's on board. Everyone in this city is on board. Well, except for one guy. For some reason, there is one guy out there who is not yet on board with the Roman Anthony, the Roman Empire, and the comparisons to Ted Williams. There's something more he could be doing, apparently.
Red Sox currently are 10th in Major League Baseball with 146 home runs as a team. Over their past 4 games where they went 1-3, they're averaging 5.5 runs a game. So it doesn't sound like that they're currently suffering from any sort of power shortage or inability to score runs. And yet at the same time, I'd be hard-pressed, and I'm sure you, the Red Sox fans and Fenway faithful, would be hard-pressed to figure out or say who exactly is the big bopper in this lineup. Who's the power hitter? Who's the certain home run threat? There really isn't one in particular, but I'm going to ask during this home stretch, as they have a quarter of the season remaining, for one certain somebody who is excellent with the bat in his hands, both especially in terms of plate discipline getting on base as well as just making contact with high exit velocity, and that would be one Roman Anthony. He has in 180 at-bats on the season, but 1, 2, 3 home runs. And in my three-point stance today, I'm calling for Roman Anthony, who's excellent at making contact and excellent at getting on base, to try to maybe alter that swing just a little bit and give the Red Sox a little extra punch, pop, and power in their lineup, because the way they're pitching these days, I think down the stretch they're going to need it.
Okay. Roman Anthony is doing things that no Red Sox rookie has done since Ted Williams. And that's not good enough for Nick Fitzy Stevens. On the classic WEEI afternoon show known as WEEI Afternoons, the least funny person, the least funny comedian that's ever been put behind a microphone, Nick Fitzy Stevens. Oh, but did you see how he said 3? Oh, that's so funny. That's so quirky. Probably the worst person ever put on Boston Sports Talk Radio, which is really saying something. Mike Salk is out there rolling in his grave. Seriously? The guy is putting up Ted Williams kind of numbers, but wait till Coach Fitzy gets a hold of him. This blowhard wants Roman Anthony to alter his swing? What are you talking about? He's literally the best rookie hitter in baseball right now. He gets on base at like a 430 clip. The last month, he's crushing the ball. And he's like, yeah, but it's not good enough. He needs to hit more home runs for them. Like, genuinely, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? This month, he's hitting 314. He's slugging 543. And his OPS is just shy of 1,000. He's homered in back-to-back games, which, to be fair, it had only been one game in a row when Fitzy said this. And in the last 30 games, he's been incredible. He's hitting 300. He's got a 966 OPS. And he's getting on base at a 450 clip. But what he should be doing is swinging at worse pitches so that he can extend his swing and alter it and hit more home runs and hit more fly balls than line drives and hit into more outs that would have been walks. He should have drawn 5 walks last night. He got screwed on the strikeout that he had. He was caught looking on 2 ball 4s. But Nick Fitzy Stevens saying, no, he needs to hit more home runs. This is where I kind of can't stand it with the Boston media. And I do say the media because it's not really fans from what I can tell. There are a couple blowhards that call into Sports Talk Radio, but I really don't think this is a sentiment held by the fans. I think the fans are just so excited to have someone as skilled and as talented as Roman Anthony. And with all the experts saying, look, the home runs are going to come. He's been a home run hitter at every level. He is knocking the crap out of the ball. He's the most selective player in the lineup, and he's 21 years old. I think the home runs are going to come, but Fitzy needs it right now. Fitzy needs this 21-year-old kid, 50 games into the major leagues, to change his swing when it's working, when he's getting on base, when he's got some of the best exit velo in the entire league. Fitzy needs him to alter that swing. He needs more home runs. This is where I just can't take it. And he's dead serious about that. Like, that's not like him trying to be ironic. That's dead serious. How about this from Tyler Milliken, who is a fan, is on Sports Talk Radio, and knows what he's talking about. Roman Anthony, since July 1st, 33 games and 146 plate appearances, hitting 325, on base at a 445 clip, slugging 508 for a 954 OPS. 3 homers, 11 doubles, a triple, 25% K rate, 15% walk rate, 63% hard hit rate, and a 95 average exit velo with a 166 WRC plus. 3rd in on-base percentage in all of Major League Baseball since July 1st. He's a freak, man. He's unbelievable. He's 21. He's got the 3rd best on-base percentage in baseball the last month and a half. The command of the strike zone is impeccable. I know they don't listen to Nick Fitzy Stevens. I know they don't listen to me. But Roman Anthony, don't alter your swing. Do whatever the heck you're doing right now. It's working. you're very good and you have the opportunity to be one of the all-time greats. Dare I say, you could have a career that could in some ways rival Ted Williams with the way that it's going right now. Or is that just sacrilegious? Let me know in the comments section below. Do you see the vision of Roman Anthony and Ted Williams, or do you think this is just too crazy? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're coming at you live on YouTube, high noon Eastern time every weekday, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. I'm your host, Cam Stewart. Zach Burke keeps us on the air. Check out the other videos on the channel, talking Red Sox, Bruins, everything else going on in the world of Boston sports.